intros. Awesome. Hey guys, welcome to this week's Sovereign Life team call. It's February 21st. We're nearing the end of the month, and we have a new face on this call, which I'm really excited to introduce to you all. This is my dear friend, Kyla. Kyla is a fresh new member, but not at all, new to the concept of wellness. And, a lot of her, I think, drive and passion in life, it comes from the idea of elevating other people's experiences with respect to their health and well-being, and really sharing and growing the philosophy of health and wellness from the inside out. If you follow her on Instagram, you'll see that her mission and statement on there is to share love and positivity around the world, which is a lot of what we do here with the Sovereign Life team. It's about the empowerment of other individuals, and we do that in a number of ways. So I'm very excited for her to be a part of this team. She has incredible energy. You will know the more you get to know her. And so Kyla, this is the Sovereign Life team. This is Kyla. Why don't you share a little bit about yourself and kind of why you're here?
Hello, everyone. I don't love doing this, so here it is. But I'm Kyla, and I've just kind of been like in and out of different careers and not really knowing what I wanted to do with my life. But I always knew I kind of wanted to be a digital nomad and travel around the world. And I finally discovered that I wanted to travel around the world while bettering people's lives with the elements of Earth's, I forget what I said the other day.
Earth's energies.
Earth, like natural elements. So I feel like this kind of fits in perfectly to my life's purpose. And eventually I want to create wellness centers around the world, i.e. like yoga retreats, greenhouses, homes through like real estate investing that are all wellness homes that have alkaline water and are run by solar energy. So amazing. I just feel like everything kind of fits in, and I'm so excited to meet all of you, and I can't wait to see all your faces in person.
Yeah.
Kyla, you're my type of person.
Yeah.
Kyla's my type of person.
Yeah. For real.
I'm excited to eat avocado lettuce wraps with you.
For anyone who doesn't know, I'm actually extending the invite. Why not? But Kyla's gonna come over tomorrow morning, and just like we're gonna do some demos, and then Alessia's gonna come on Friday, and we're also gonna do some demos. We're gonna just look at the products, hang out. So you're welcome to come by one of those 2 days.
Oh,
take advantage of that. We should all meet. Everyone should meet. So just come. We can have dance parties too.
Yeah. Yes, we can. And like, yes, we can. Guys,
that's a good way to recap the weekend event.
Yeah, take it away. So
yeah, so guys, this weekend we were at the Awaken the Five Pillars event hosted by Nikan. It was a really great leadership event for silvers and above. And Luis asked me, Savannah, well, he reached out to us and was just like, you guys, we want you to talk about like the topic of have fun and get results, because he watched one of our team calls. He was like, it looks like you guys have so much fun on your calls. And I was like, honestly, we do. Like, I love talking with the team. I always leave feeling so energized. And he's like, we're going to give you 30 minutes at the event and do whatever you want, but like talk to us about how to have fun and get results. So me, Sophia and Elena got together and we really started to brainstorm like what our key pieces of advice were in that realm. Like, how do we create this environment of fun? How do we infuse fun into our business? And, there was a few, I don't know how much in detail of our presentation we want to get into, but we decided to start our presentation with a dance party, because whatever you want to experience in your life, you have to take responsibility for creating more of. So if you want to have more fun in your life, in your business, you have to be the source of that fun. You're the only one making it boring. You're the only one making it hard. You're the one who can make it fun. So why not? We were like, why not start a presentation with a dance party? That's literally like how we
started our business.
That's how we started our business.
That was the first thing we ever did. For context, we were upstairs in my uncle's, like around the round table, about to have our very first meeting. My uncle was sitting there by the table, and the three of us, was a video of it. The three of us were having a dance party, first and foremost. So yeah, this is a practice that we integrate into everything that we do. And it was really inspired. Like, it was a game time decision. I'm not even kidding. 20 minutes before we had to present, Sophia and I were in the bathroom having a dance party ourselves. So I was like, why don't we just start the call that way? So it was really unique. And I think it was fun to share that with the rest of the Nikken community, who for the most part are people of the age of 50 and up, Zio, realistically, on that call. So yeah, we got them moving, and that was
them
fun.
all up dancing.
Can I just share something with you guys?
Definitely.
It's so funny. I was joking with Elena that I feel like we're always on the same page. And I was like, I feel like I'm your soul sister. But I just started doing ice bath weekend, and we did a dance party before we went in the ice bath.
Cool.
And it was incredible.
Yeah.
Where did you do the ice bath?
There's a place in Vaughan called Elemental Wellness Spa. So I started off there, and then yesterday we went in the lake.
I'll come amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it called? The polar bear dip? That's what it's called, right? Yes. Biohacking. Oh my gosh. Integrating that into even, using the Nikken technology and all the different ways in which you can help like support the body. Really cool. So I want to learn more about that from you as well, Kyla. So we'll chat. Okay. So what are we talking about tonight? Wim Hof's a legend. Yes, he is.
A lot of things.
Yeah. So
Okay. So
maybe we should start by addressing the elephant in the room.
Well, wait, before you do that, I think, Papa, do you know when we'll get the recording of the weekend?
I don't. I'm sure it'll be in the next week or two.
Okay. Well, I'd love for you guys to watch it, because
I would encourage it. I'm like a proud Papa Bear on these calls, and when they deliver, when you guys deliver, it's magic. Now I've been at this a long time, and it's hard to impress me. Honestly, it's hard to impress me, but you guys impress me all the time, and that to me, that just tells me the future is now, and you guys are it.
But everything that we speak about and we say is like inspired by you guys and what you've taught us. Like, you'll hear some things of what we're saying, and it's stuff that you guys have said. So like, you guys are a big part of what we spoke about, and I know you guys will be at the next one, because it's gonna make it happen, because I want to see you speak.
Yeah. I mean, I said it in my message when I recapped about the event. It's one thing to be recognized by Nikken, and you'll notice that's going to start to happen a lot for our team, because we're in the spotlight right now. Like my uncle said, like, we are the next movement, the next wave when it comes to what Nikken represents. And so it's one thing to be recognized in that way, but it's a totally different thing when you are now contributing and adding value and giving back to the rest of the Nikken community. And I've derived for myself a lot of meaning and fulfillment from being able to be on the Nikken stage and share about our perspectives and our experiences, and have people of my uncle's generation still so willing to learn and inspired by what it is that we have to share. So I personally want each and every one of you guys to be able to have that experience for yourself. I know it's inevitable at this point. And like my uncle said, I'm going to be like a proud mama bear. Like, every time my mind goes to me, the scene where she's in the audience, like the mom's in the audience and the three girls are performing on stage. Anyways, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'll send you the meme later, but I will be there literally recording, in the exact same way, excited to see you guys shine. So something to look forward to.
Yep, definitely.
All right, guys, what are we talking about?
That you don't really know exists yet. So, like, the whole Nikken family. Yeah, and that's only a bit of, not everyone, but anyways.
Okay, so Sophia, am I the elephant in the room?
No.
Oh, Okay, I was just wondering because I just thought what I would be is a fly on the wall and hear what you guys are discussing regarding the calendar coming up and whatnot, since I'm going to be a part of that. I do have my call at 9, so I'll be jumping off before that.
Yeah. No, you're more than welcome to be here. I think it's great that you're here. Yeah, I just want to address the elephant in the room, which is that me and Elena are not going to be present on these calls for the next, let's see, 4 weeks. Yeah, for the next 4 weeks. So we're gonna miss you all so much. We are, but listen, so we are going, for those who don't know, we are going to be in Costa Rica, in a very remote area where there isn't a strong Wi-Fi connection. We're going to be on an off-grid farm, and we're going to be doing a yoga teacher training. It's something that has been planned for a few months now. And I'm excited about it because for me, the way that I see it is like this month-long window that I've just dedicated to like my spiritual development. We're going to be meditating every day at like 5 a.m. We are on a very rigorous schedule. We have a lot of like group activities. We don't know how our connection is going to be. And quite honestly, I don't want to feel like, even though I'm, doing this retreat, I also have to be like juggling all these things from elsewhere. I want to like be fully focused and present in that experience. It's not every day that you get to take a month to disconnect from everything, So with that being said, I'm excited. I know Elena feels the same way, but we are going to miss you guys a lot. And we want to know what you need to feel supported during this time.
Well, I would say before you go into that, we are still planning on keeping somewhat of a weekly rhythm.
Right.
We're just going to need I'm going to need some people to help me keep this going. Because of course I know like Elena's parts, I know Sophia's parts, bits and pieces, but I'm going to need you guys to help me out in terms of filling in their roles and just like helping support build the team. And I think, there's a few people that I don't know if Elena and Sophia, if you've spoke to them, but they've had in mind.
No, we haven't had any conversations yet.
But yeah, I'm gonna need your guys' help because I want to support you too. But us three typically lead the calls, we lead things, and you guys have your segments. But this also gives an opportunity for you guys to step into a greater role because there's more opportunity for that. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, again, we'll speak to you. But if you have a role that you want to play, then speak up and let us know, because I'm looking for all the help I can get.
So
the weekly schedule.
So Mondays.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. Well, Mondays, weekly calls, still going, business as usual. So as Savannah mentioned,
and I believe we have a special guest coming on the first Monday of March, right, Papa? Oh shit.
I believe is that the 7th, 7?
See, I think so.
Okay, yeah, I think it's March 7th. So a number of years ago, I was contacted by a platinum consultant in my organization in Latin America by the name of Veronica Ampudia. And, when people reach out to me, I respond. It's you move, I move. That's kind of the golden rule in this business. You move, I move. And so she's, I don't know if I think she's 4th generation to me. So she's 4 generations into my organization. And she wanted to be coached and mentored by me because she felt that I was more like the business type of person that she can relate to, and she identifies as today. And she's invited me to, or I invited her to
Is it really cut out for you guys too?
Yeah.
Okay, Papa, you're cut out. We can't hear you.
Oh, it's just, oh, I thought it
She
was
was
me.
very grateful to be her, not only as a business associate to her. Wait, can you guys hear me? Yes or
I
no?
thought the
can't tell
problem
now.
was my connection.
No, I'm hearing you. I can. Somebody give me a thumbs up.
Now
I
we
see
can-
Rosemary on
now
my
we-
screen.
Now we can, but we couldn't before.
Okay, so where did you lose me?
Honestly, at the beginning, she was a good
Oh my
friend.
God.
She asked you to coach her. Right?
Yes. So she's now a Royal Diamond. She was one of the people who organized an event in Mexico City at the theater where they do The Lion King. We had 800 people in attendance. I was able to do my presentation, The Law of Attraction, which I was thrilled to do. Anyway, she's going to be your guest next on March 7th, to pick her brain, to learn a little bit about her point of view, coming from, she's now married. She was a single mom, and just an amazing human being. I said she's not only a business associate and a very successful one, but a friend. I was invited to her wedding and played a special role in her wedding when she got married. So I'm happy to introduce you to her, because she was a big part of me becoming more involved and active with the Latin American business. She was a huge part of that, because I had been distant or disconnected from it for so long, and she was the one who brought me back into the fold, so to speak. Anyway, so you have a VIP business builder coming on March 7, and yeah, you know, this is the kind of thing that grows businesses, is when you can learn from the best, when you can take information from people who are where you want to be, people who've gone through what you're going through, and they can do perspective, because that's that you count.
Well said. If you guys didn't hear that, he said that people who have gone through what you're going through and can give you some perspective.
What's her name?
Her name is Veronica.
Last name?
Ampudia.
Oh,
You spell that
type it?
too?
You type it?
Yeah, I'm gonna type it. Yeah, type it in the chat, please. That's perfect.
By the way, so if you're interested in any content that's Spanish, she and I started a video series, basically doing events like this, but more structured. The 8th of January, a few years back, and they're on my YouTube channel called The Royal Alliance. The Royal Alliance is my YouTube channel for Niken, and there's tons of content in there. I believe it has something, it'll say something about Latino America or Latin America, or the expansion of Niken in North America via Latin America, something like that. That's the playlist, and you can see some of the, I mean, there's amazing content there. It is in English and Spanish. Ampudia is AMP Pudia UDIA.
Okay, amazing. Yeah, so that's something to look forward to, guys. You know, the same way that we asked you to kind of show up with intention and with presence when we had Luis come and speak to the team 3 weeks ago. You know, great opportunity to get some value and get some perspective in terms of where you would want to be at with your business and how to support your own growth in this. So come with questions, come eager to hear her story. and excited to learn because I think it's going to be an incredible opportunity. And I'm glad that she's taking the time to be here with all of us, really. That being said, moving forward, as we mentioned earlier, I think there's two main things that we're really looking to target in terms of Sophia and mine's absence over the next month. The first is the weekly calls. So Monday nights calls will go again, as per usual, business as usual. This is the perfect opportunity throughout the week for all of us to get together and connect. It's really an opportunity for us to have a conversation around what you guys feel you need to learn further, what you need to hear, how we can all help provide value to take away for the week that we have moving into our business, beyond just the opportunity to connect, because we all have value to share. So that being said, we're definitely gonna need some people to step up during that time. I think even over the last few weeks, the conversations have become more conversations, which has been incredible to see and be a part of. And I would love for that to continue moving forward. I don't know, Savannah, if you have anything specific that you're looking for in terms of.
I would actually just love to ask, like, what me and Ellen and Sophia do is we say, okay, guys, like on Mondays we go, okay, what do you guys want to talk about with our team today? Like, what do you think? We have meetings every Monday in the morning, and we just ask, like, what do you want to talk about? What do you think they need? What do you think? Right. So, I mean, what I would like is if one or two people want to step up and do that with me. Just contribute to in the conversation. Is there anyone right now that wants to say that they would want to do that?
Yeah, we need two people really.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I mean, I'm so new, but I'm ready to hit the ground running. So I can to meet with the person. And I think that would be a great way for me to learn fast. And I'm a very hands-on learner. So I think that'll help me learn as well by talking about it more.
Definitely.
Okay, I love that energy.
So as well. I like brainstorming.
Okay.
Amazing.
How about
so I think
we get a group and if anyone else wants to do that, that you can always you can just join whatever. But I'll get a group chat going for us four, and we'll set a time on Mondays that work for us to meet.
Include me in that as well.
And by the way, just don't, I want to just encourage anybody else.
Sorry.
There we go.
I must have a terrible connection.
Oh my gosh, the connection.
I just wanted to say,
it's not really doing well.
Bad connection.
Just if you didn't get a chance to chime in.
I'll include you, Sam.
Okay, thank you.
You can include me too, Sav.
It's just gonna be a group led.
Honestly, yeah. Whole squad.
Well, can I jump in here for a second? Maybe what you can think about is something that you want to add to the call, because there's going to be 4 of them. So, something you might want to focus on.
This is what I would ask whoever is joining. It's like every Monday we join. If we have to move it to Sunday, that's fine. But it's a commitment to showing up to every call. It's a commitment to showing up to every meeting. So if you guys are on board with that, then I'm welcoming everyone to join. I do think we should have a cap. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Because it does
in terms of brainstorming, I think we can have more of a group. I think that's great. But in terms of leading the dialogue for the team call, we should have maybe 2 or 3 people that take the lead. And then we'll still have our leadership segments. So those 10 minutes every week where one person will rotate and they can add value. So I think it's great if you guys want to all get together and you're like, you know what, this is what I'm thinking we need to talk about, or give some ideas in terms of what you want to talk about for the team call. I will give you, some context. The rhythm that we tend to follow in terms of structure for our team calls is beginning recognition and intro. So introducing any new members, recognizing all wins throughout that week, throughout that month, into somewhat of a training. And again, that can be something that you guys discuss earlier on in your meeting. So what do we need to discuss tonight? What do people need to hear? Maybe it's usually is mindset related, but maybe we need to talk about auto ship today. Maybe we need to talk about the comp plan. So some type of training into motivation. Yeah. Which also integrates that 10-minute leadership segment for whoever's role it is that week. So RTM is kind of the guide, and you guys can brainstorm around that in terms of what you guys want to cover. weekly. And honestly, guys, I just need to say, I am so excited and grateful for all of you stepping up and being eager to take on that role. Like genuinely, thank you. And I'm so excited to see you guys develop as a result of that, because we really grew. We said it before, our first call was 4 people, really just 3. It was just the 3 of us. And we grew so much into our own voices, into our roles as leaders as a result of literally just being like, okay, we're going to start.
Yeah.
And we're just going to do it. So I'm excited for that, for all of you. So thank you. And we have recording, so we're going to see.
Yeah, so I'll add you guys all in the group chat, and then I think I'll just start off by, assigning maybe even just 2 of us to lead the call, or 3 of us to lead the call, and then we can alternate like kind of weekly. But I just want to start off. Yeah.
Yeah, great idea.
Great idea.
Okay, so that covers the weekly calls. Now, Kyla, you're a little bit new, so you're not entirely caught up to speed in terms of like the weekly rhythm, but we usually have, as everyone knows, our Tuesday and Thursdays Life on Purpose calls, right? And then Saturdays What It Takes calls. Low hanging fruit, Saturday's calls are now going to be on a booking basis. So you have someone who's gone through the information process. The next conversation they need to hear is the business launch strategy and process. You're going to contact my uncle. You're going to let him know, I have 2 people come into this call. I would like to book that time slot. And it can be many people on the team, but you have to let them know in advance. Otherwise, that call will not take place. Okay.
So it's still going to be Saturdays at 11 a.m. EST, but you have to book by like Friday night and let him know, like, I have people coming to this call, like you need to show up.
Yes.
Right. Or else he's not going to.
And what's
Exactly.
that call? What's the name of that call?
That call, we call it the What It Takes call. And it's the business strategy and launch process from 11 to 12. So it's the what conversation when taking somebody through the entire contact and invite process. So that covers that. Now the Life on Purpose calls, what we're thinking is narrowing it down to having still the call take place on Thursday, right?
Yep.
What that would mean though, is we do need somebody to fill in my role as well as Sophia's role in that call. And something we were thinking about was having Savannah take on Sophia's role, because she still has a little bit more of that personal story and upbringing with respect to Nikan and the history there. And then someone can take on Savannah's role in terms of why the Sovereign Life team, and someone take on my role in terms of the business, the cash flow quadrants. That also, whoever decides to take on cash flow quadrants, I would like to have a conversation with you over the next week and a half, because I was speaking to my uncle, and something that we do want to modify is it's great to know, the basics and the logistics of how that all more into specifically how Nikan is the solution that can take someone from the left to the right. So that's something that we're looking to. I think Sophia, Savannah, and I are also going to be having a discussion over the next week in terms of where we see 2 people fitting into those roles, but there will be 2 people from the team essentially filling in those gaps. And then we'll be having the calls take place on the Thursday. I think, oh, there's a dog on her leg, sorry. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we are going to be delegating those roles.
Yes.
For that specific call. So Thursday
and
only.
It will only
yes.
be Thursdays. Starting next week.
We do have an idea of what Tuesdays can be. We don't know when we're going to implement it, and I think that is up to flexibility. But Tuesdays, essentially, we're thinking of changing the rhythm to be calls about product testimonials.
Products.
So, and just
product
testimonials and products in general.
Product information,
so it's going to be a session where, because that is something we recognize is kind of missing in the process. If you bring someone in, they need to have an understanding of the products to determine if they want to be a customer or a consultant. If they didn't want to be a consultant, knowing that, okay, well, they would definitely want to be a customer after what they heard. So
Yeah.
bring them in on Tuesday and then Thursday again, and that would be kind of like your rhythm.
I think that's
Yeah. And
Can I make a suggestion? I'd like to make a suggestion on this because I know it's not been fully planned out. But I'm offering up my time to be the backstop. So you know you have somebody who knows the answer to questions. But I would suggest we go ahead and keep the Tuesday rhythm. You got to tell me when it is that it gets implemented. Is it next week? It probably is next week. So what I would suggest is that Tuesday call center around an introduction to the products, the concept, very brief. I can leverage any of the PowerPoints that I have, but I would like to focus on the 3 product categories being, we can cover the bank gambit, but then it centers on the water pack, the energy pack, and the sleep pack. And then any of you who have experience in any of those categories, as we feature the category, your testimonials. The thing that people respond to is testimonies. There's a saying in business, in sales especially, please note this: facts tell, stories sell. And the thing that we need to be really more diligent about is leveraging your stories. Now, of course, that call is only going to be successful if we have people showing up with their stories. So even though you may or may not have a guest, your story becomes an important part of that call being successful. So I would like to go ahead and initiate that, and we'll wing it until we get it right, but at least get that ball rolling starting next week.
I mean, that's entirely up to you guys to decide.
It's just for the Thursday call, I think we do need practice. So we might have to hold off on the call next week. That doesn't mean that you won't be able to book ABCs. You can still book ABCs, but I feel like we should hold off on the call because
Savannah, I'm really ready to back that call. So I will be on Tuesday at 8 to support anybody who wants to introduce people to the products. I think
we're talking about the Life on Purpose call. That needs practice.
That's Thursday, right?
Yeah.
That might need to be held off the Tuesday call. I'll invite a lot of people too. I think that'd
like
be
this Tuesday and Thursday.
Thursday,
Me and Elena are still there. We will be doing those calls this week. It's come next week, so we can have the
again a suggestion.
Who's gonna fill in those roles within the next day or two, and then there's a whole week for practice to take place. So
and if for any reason you're not ready to go, which I don't see why you wouldn't be, but for any reason, I've got that call scheduled in my calendar, so I can do a training, an impromptu, and cover some ground with people who are interested in furthering their knowledge about this business.
I mean, I think in terms of the product testimonial, the product call, if you guys are ready to get the ball rolling, get the ball rolling. For those who are part of our Life on Purpose in-person event and still have, a memory of that, it will be something very similar to that. It'll be the first half of that event, the product call essentially, where people got an opportunity to rotate through each of the 3 main stations. They got to learn a little bit about the products, but more specifically emphasizing the testimonials surrounding each of the main packs, each of the main product lines. And then from there, it's, you like what you hear, come back Thursday if you're looking to learn more about the business. Right? So that's what the new rhythm is going to look like. That's the intention behind the Tuesday calls, which means it would be something similar to how we did Life on Purpose in person. So maybe 2 people per, it could be 2, it could also be 1. Realistically, it could be 1 person per, per pack, essentially. Think of it that way. And we can rotate through that as well. Or maybe somebody becomes really refined and adept at that and they take on that role. But essentially focusing on those 3 main areas and product testimonials integrated into each.
Yes, testimonials are most important.
Yeah.
Can I just add one more thing?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to jump off. What my top income earner, top producer in Canada is Leo out in Quebec. And the thing that he does on a Monday night, he's doing right now, actually, as we're talking, is his call, which is testimonials. That's all it is. It's 30 minutes of nothing but testimonials. And since they initiated that call, he does the other calls. He does training, he does business, but this call is not to be messed with, because this call is responsible for the highest number of attendees. He has on average 30 to 40 people, half of which are first timers just listening to the products as guests. So it's a very powerful way to get people comfortable with learning about the products, talking about the products, introducing the products. And then, of course, if somebody gravitates to what we're doing here, they're going to want to know more about the business if you invite them back to that. And then we have that.
Yeah. Yeah. Last thing before you go, Zio, I know my team for the most part is pretty aware of this, but this weekly rhythm, we've said this before, is not at all meant to replace the process of scheduling ABCs and getting your prospects informed. It is a backstop. And so for the time being in March, I'm looking to make myself available on the weekends. Everyone on my team is going to have access to my calendar, but my uncle is going to be your direct line of contact. So when you're scheduling ABCs, you guys should all have access to the ABC calendar. If you do not yet, please let me know and we'll make sure that gets coordinated. But he's going to be the person.
Okay, let me just emphasize
wait.
because let me emphasize this point. I don't want you guys to be shy. Shelby, maybe you can share a little bit about our ABC call today, just to give them a sort of a heads up of what it looks like, what it feels like, and what it can do for you. But yeah, we want to make sure that you have access to our calendar. If you're on an iPhone, I think it works really simple. I can share the calendar with you. That way you can book the time and have a personal call with me and your guest. If you guys want to hear a little bit about what it looks like, feels like, Shelby had one today with me, and she could tell you the rest.
Yeah, so you invite someone to learn more about the business opportunity, who you think would be a good fit for this. And sometimes they agree to hop on a call with your partner, and sometimes they don't. This is, I'm still kind of getting used to reaching out to people and getting out of my comfort zone to do that, to start partnering with people to build my organization within Nikan. So this was like my first ABC call with Mike, and it went super, super well. She very little preparation needs to go into it. You kind of just give the introduction at the beginning of the call. You give Mike a heads up about who this person is, how you met them, a little bit about their history and background. And then he kind of just runs with it, and it's really, really organic. And from there, by the end of the call, they're either ready to, they think it's a good fit, they're ready to start learning more. And then that's when you kind of invite them to the next phase of the partnering process, which I'm still learning through practice. So
amazing.
How did you invite them, Shelby?
Only learn through practice,
Exactly. Key.
Yeah, absolutely. So I met this particular person at a party. Who goes to parties anymore, right? But a friend had a birthday party. And this girl was like dancing, and I love to dance, so we hit it off. And one thing led to another. She's super outgoing, and we started talking about spirituality and how most people are asleep right now, and how the world is so crazy and what the heck's going on. And then you're like, "What do you do for work? What do you do for work?" And I said, well, actually, I just started up my own wellness company. I partnered with a wellness company, and I'm starting to build it. And I'd love to share more about that with you. And then I didn't really get into it at the party with her because, we were at a party. So the next day I followed up with a text, and I said, it was so great to meet you. And then, the text in the actual partnering process within the Google Drive.
The contact and invite script.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. My motive, your motive, the offer.
So I had a call. Yeah. Invited her to hop on a call. The call went super great. It was 10 minutes. And then, she's like, I'd love to meet your partner. So I thought, yeah.
Sorry, pause there for a second. Okay. I want to clarify. So you didn't text her the contact and invite. You invited her to get on a call with you first.
Yes. Yeah, that's
right.
And
then you did it. Thank you.
And that's actually the one key that I want to say, because I've actually done this. I've reached out to maybe I know I should, Sophia, don't judge, but I should reach more people, but total, I probably reached out to about 10 people, and every time is gone a little bit differently. I know it should be 100 by now, but
no, listen, no judgment. Trust me.
It's all with time. And every time I reach out to someone, I'm learning something new. So I think it's good for me to take it slow. I have a lot going on in my life. I don't want to overwhelm myself. Everyone has their own pace. But as you do it, it's super uncomfortable. Sometimes you get ghosted. But at this point, I don't even care. I'm like, that's okay. Like, I know this would align with you if you were open to it. But right now you're not open to it. But maybe in the future you will be. So
Right.
yeah, it's all about growth. And that's what I love
Happy
about this opportunity, is that it's really pushing me out of my comfort zone. And it is a personal development platform, you know, with an opportunity to make an income. So I love it. And help people.
Damn, girl.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you, honestly. The way you went
Shelby,
about
I want
that
to
was
see you
like-
on Thursday's call, and I want you to share that story.
That was beautiful.
That's your story.
Yeah.
Your
That's
story.
your story. Oh my gosh. Honestly, I'm very happy to hear that, Shelby. I mean, I peeked in a little bit towards the end of your ABC today. So my uncle mentioned to me that it was your first. So I was really happy to see that. And I'm really happy to hear that you're learning so much through practice from getting out of your comfort zone. How do you feel, especially because you mentioned you made the transition from text to calls?
Yeah, honestly, that was huge for me because I was afraid to get on the phone.
Yes.
I think it's a confidence thing, but once you just do it, like the first or second or third time, like it's natural. It becomes natural because you're being authentic.
Yes.
And from an authentic place, like you actually want to help people, and this is aligned with your purpose, and you're choosing to contact this person because you see it can be aligned for them as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Man.
I love that so much.
Even the way
that was.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say we're reflecting on this now, even the three of us, and we recognize that was such an important practice and process that we went through in the very beginning of getting started, was making those calls right off the bat, that we realized somewhere along the way we started to circumvent that maybe not everyone on this team has had that experience with yet. So you can bet, as my team member, and any new coming team members that work with me moving forward, I will be sitting down on calls. I will be sitting down with you guys and we will be making calls. That will be one of the first exercises that we go through. And it's going to feel uncomfortable as hell, but it's also going to be a hell of a lot of fun.
I love that though. I was going to say, I feel like that's a great idea. Sorry to interrupt.
Yep. And it's going to be one of the first things we do together.
The last thing
are you saying you're going to be on the sitting on
the other end? Kyla, are you going to be at Savannah's tomorrow in the morning? Because she's going to see on our call.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, so Kyla and I have a call tomorrow morning.
Oh, I won't be with her then.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate, but it's okay. Kyla and I have a call tomorrow morning, and we're going to go through this exercise together. And my intention, and I was talking to Zio about this, my intention is to get on the calls with them in the beginning. I can stay silent. I can be the one who does the talking. You can introduce me to them, but to be there as your support, as your guide to help you make those first couple calls, to get over that hump right off the bat. And in addition to that, having those expectation calls, pouring into what it is that you want out of this. But we're really starting to notice that that's where the biggest hurdle comes from. It's not knowing what you need to do. It's actually having the confidence to do it. And you don't have that in the beginning. You don't, not until you do it. So if that means I need to be sitting on the other end while we make that happen, then that is what we are going to do. Because as Shelby said, that transition for the most part is where you really start to gain the confidence in this business. And that's where you start to have more fun and you start to see more results, because when you have fun, you generate results, and it's like this whole positive feedback loop. So let's get over the barrier together.
Yeah.
Bye, Zio.
Love that.
I'm open to that.
I'm more than willing to do that as well. Yeah.
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 We'll be on the other end.
And we're going to be there to show you guys that the objections people have aren't real objections.
Yeah.
Where you would just be like, okay, no problem. We're going to be like, so what do you mean by that?
What did you want to change that?
It's actually funny. It's actually funny because I'm just like processing this in my head right now. And like, I know how you like, even just like from speaking to like, I know Alessia, you're on, you're like, even just speaking to you and you tell me things, I'm like, but I know exactly how to like counter what that person's saying to you. But like, when we first started, my dad was that person for us. Like, we'd be like literally we'd be so scared to like go back at someone and be like, okay, no problem, sorry, sort of bother you.
Yeah.
It's true.
You know, it's like, okay, so
We
tell me
had
more.
him doing that for us.
Tell me more. Tell me why tell me why you think that. Like,
Yeah. But going back to even what Shelby mentioned about the contact and invite, people will have objections. That's a side note. But the contact and invite in and of itself is, like you said, a very authentic way to just connect with someone and invite them to learn more about something that could have a positive impact in their life. It may not be for them. At the end of the day, if they learn about it and that's the decision they make, that's the decision that you'll respect. But it could also be everything that they're looking for. So at the very least, commit to learning. Oh my God. But I will say, even like the process of going through those calls with you guys, that's something I've never done before. So I'm even getting out of my comfort zone and making those decisions as well. So we can grow and learn together and get uncomfortable together, but also transform together. And I think that is what motivates me most in this business, guys, with this team. We did a questionnaire for the Awaken the Five Pillars event, which is the event that we spoke at this weekend. And it was asking us about our leadership styles. And the question that was asked was like, what motivates you the most when it comes to your team, or what gets you the most excited? And the answer that I responded with was the opportunity to grow with my team. Because it's true, like, honestly, like I get excited hearing what you just shared with us, Shelby.
Send that to everyone so they can learn what they are.
Yeah, that would be really fun for you guys to fill out.
Like what we're saying. So Niken follows a transformational leadership style. I don't know if you guys have heard of leadership styles in school, but it's a type of way that an organization leads their followers, their workers, subordinates, all of that. And so there is a specific leadership quiz that Niken did with us. And so we'll send it to you guys. I think you should be able to do it. You just have to make an account. And yeah, it tells you what type you are. I think there's like visionary, insider,
humanitarian, or not humanitarian,
and humanizer.
Humanizer, yeah, humanizer. Yeah. That's what it was.
But what we learned was that it's actually super important to have all of those, and it would actually be beneficial to learn what each leadership style you guys are, because we can leverage that in how we assign tasks and how, right? Because we know what people like to do, what they're good at.
Learning from one another.
The business needs it all. So yeah.
For sure. I want to transition into something real quick that I want to share with you guys. That was shared with us on this weekend's event by Alejandra, which is literally like, what is she, like the top income earner in Latin America? Like just an absolute giant in Niken. She has the lion's share of the volume in Latin America, part of which comes from actually her mother. So this is also something that she mentioned, which is really interesting, is the actions you take today in Niken are, what did she say, Savannah? It was like, what you do, the actions you take today are things that you benefit from.
It's something that like you inherit, is what she
inherent
said.
in the long term.
Like,
so she,
that,
so meaning her mother had passed, but she was a massive mover and shaker in Niken in Latin America, and she inherited her mother's distributorship. So now not only is she creating volume and income from her business and her organization, but she also gets the income that's generated from her mother's organization. So she's got a really,
but perspective,
nice page.
What she generated from her mom's income in a month.
Well, yeah. So pause.
Pause.
Because I'm going to show them. Pause.
I'm
going to show them. I want to show them because I took a screen. Why I'm mentioning this is you don't need a parent essentially who's like giving you their business to do well in this business, but she brought forward a very, when it comes to, oh no, in connection. No, can you guys hear me?
We got you.
Okay, thank God. But she brought attention to a very valuable perspective when it comes to where the real value comes from in this business. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. Let me open up. This is a screenshot of one of her monthly paychecks, her mother's paycheck, essentially. You let me know when you see it. It's in Spanish. Can you guys see it?
Mm-hmm.
You can see it. Okay. So again, it's in Spanish. She converted what it would be from pesos to USD. This is 1 month. In the top half, what you're seeing is her getting her commissions and rebates just simply from her own personal sales. Okay, you can see it's 100 USD. That's what she did in retail sales within the 1 month. What you see in the bottom half, the 50,000 USD, that's what came from her organization and the movement of people within her organization that pretty much have nothing to do with her, from essentially growing out her network. So look at the difference in those $2 values. Look at the difference in proportion with respect to what her total paycheck is. Where you generate an income in this business, where you generate sustainable long-term income in this business is not from retail sales. It's from growing your network. It's from growing a team. And so that's what their intention is. You can still continue to generate, a great level of active income for yourself just by sharing the products and the philosophy with those that you know within your network. It's more than possible. But in terms of when you think about where your time and energy would be better invested or more valuably used, when it comes to the idea of what you actually want to get back, knowing that your time and energy is something that's compounding over time, it's in growing your team and growing your network. Because that was her paycheck 1 month. And almost 100% of it came from the efforts of other people who work with her within her organization. So I wanted to share that with you guys because I think it's important to know. Now, that's not to say right off the bat, and this is something that I was discussing with my uncle as well, because we're starting to realize that with Niken, taking it back to the cash flow quadrants, most of us here started out as an employee at the employee level mindset. Not many of us have a lot of experience as a business owner, which means you don't just jump from an employee to the B quadrant of a business owner who has a system that's working for them. It doesn't happen. It literally cannot take place. There still is the transition into the self-employed, where you're starting to get some success and experience with making retail sales. You're starting to build momentum and confidence there, develop your skill set, develop, your mindset. And then the transition from the self-employed to the B quadrant business owner who's creating value independent of their time. That's really the route that takes place. So it is important in the beginning. It is important to go through the practice of making those sales, of selling a waterfall, of getting comfortable of getting on the phone with someone that you don't really have a strong connection with and educating them on the value of the products, taking someone through the website, where to make the product purchase, what the retail commissions look like. That is all a valuable practice to go through because it takes you from employee to self-employed. But we want to bridge the gap from self-employed to business owner. And that comes from building your team. That comes from developing yourself into a leadership role. That comes from the personal development, the mindset work that really gets you over the terror barrier, getting on the phone with people and making that contact in call, not text. That's start to develop those skills further. And if you're really looking to create Niken, to leverage Niken as a vehicle that's going to support you and your dreams in this life, then we need to make that shift. We need to be, and then over the hump to business owner who's creating value that's independent of their time. We need to learn to build teams and to support our teams and to develop our teams further and to develop into a leader. So realistically, we're not all there yet, which means leveraging the expertise, the insight, and the wisdom of those who are there is critical. Not trying to do it yourself, not trying to make decisions based on what you've known in the past, because what you've known in the past is how to be an employee. We're teaching you something different. And not even myself, realistically, because I'm still developing every day, guys. I don't have all the answers. We have my uncle. And maybe I don't always agree with the things that he says, but at the end of the day, I look at where he's at in life and I'm like, okay, I have something to learn. Let me humble myself. Right? So as uncomfortable as it makes you feel, understand the value of what you're receiving in terms of insight, wisdom, and expertise when it comes to the mentorship that we get on this team and being guided to make decisions in ways that we've never made them before, because we want to generate new results. We all do. That's why we're all here today. What's up, Alicia?
I just wanted to add on to what you were saying, because I know we were talking about it like throughout this week, and like just thinking back on myself, like I've been working since I was 14, like breaking down those walls of being an employee for like 10 plus years for myself has been hard. Like you don't realize it until you actually like dive deep into yourself and be like, okay, like, well, why am I having these struggles? Why am I doing things that way? And I never really thought about it until you kind of started bringing it to my attention. And I'm like, my gosh, I do have these paradigms. I do think this way. Like, it's really like you have to rewire your entire brain to think a different way or act a different way and step into that role. So I wanted to like on.
I appreciate, number one, that self-awareness within yourself. And it's true though, that's also something that I'm starting to realize as a mentor, I can do better. Because again, I think before we were trying to get everyone from employee to business owner, just jump, like get over the terror barrier. And it's like, realistically, it doesn't happen that way. And so I think it's a combination of working both muscles, you know, learning how to make some sales, starting to get your feet wet as a self-employed individual, but also getting your feet wet with introducing people to the business opportunity, with growing your network so that we can transition all the way through, you know, understanding where you're coming from, but also honoring where you want to go. So that's something that has been, I think, the biggest learning opportunity for me in the last 2 weeks alone, and something that I want to work to improve in terms of working with each of you and helping you guys get over those hurdles of your old paradigms so that we can get you to where you want to be seamlessly. It won't be easy, but it is more than possible. So we can do it together, we can grow together, and we can learn together. And that is such a beautiful thing.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we're
Does
gonna
someone
miss you.
segment this week?
Oh yeah. I don't think so.
We didn't know. We would establish that.
We definitely.
Wait.
I think we were all too excited after Moya's talk last week.
Yeah, for real.
We not established. Did we not do that?
Maybe actually. We're gonna have to check. Wait, we didn't record.
No, we didn't discuss someone to go for the following week.
Does anyone want,
okay.
Does anyone want to?
In that case, I would have definitely volunteered. So I'll volunteer now.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Kyla, for context, once a week in our weekly calls, we do like this 10-minute leadership segment, which is just an opportunity for anyone on the team to volunteer to just share some value. So it's an opportunity for you to share more of who you are. So for instance, we've had Alicia talk about some of the nutritionals. We've had Sam go into the energy technology. Moya gave us an incredible leadership, what's it called? Like coaching, like leadership, like segment last week, where she was really just being really vulnerable and authentic about her experience and how we can all continue to improve. So anything that you find you're passionate about, a way that you can integrate yourself and some value into the team. You know, something we mentioned too is if you like to meditate, taking us through a guided meditation, just an opportunity for you to shine and to start to get comfortable in that leadership role without fully taking all the training wheels off.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing.
Great. I love that.
All right, guys.
Awesome.
Well, we love you so much.
Thanks for
Yeah.
coming.
We're gonna see you before you even know it.
Is this your last
time flies. Well, we'll be on the Life on Purpose call Tuesday, Thursday. So you'll see us there. But yeah.
Let me know if you guys want to come over.
Yeah. I'm really excited. I'm excited because I know that over this next month, you are all going to go through your own personal transformations as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I just in case we don't get the chance to talk about it, I really hope you guys enjoy your yoga teacher training. I didn't get a chance to do it in person. I did mine all virtually. So the best thing I can say to you guys is just don't hold back on anything. Feel all the emotions, feel everything. Like, don't be afraid to cry. Don't be afraid to laugh. Don't be afraid to dance. And just like totally be yourself and really let yourself be vulnerable, because the things you'll get out of it will be like out of this world, and you'll turn into a whole new person coming out of it. So I wish you guys the best of luck, and may every breath I take be a moment for you guys to feel more alive.
Oh,
That's so great. Kyla, what's your zodiac sign?
I was literally going to ask her.
I'm an Aquarius.
Really?
There you
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, but what's your moon and rising sign? Because that really indicates the kind
I
of
was
person
just
that
gonna
you are.
ask as a follow-up question.
You gotta have some water in you, girl.
I feel she has water in
all
her.
the time.
Oh, she's
Tell me you're, like,
definitely.
Cancer
I'm getting
and
some
Virgo.
Pisces energy.
I'm getting
That's
Cancer. I'm getting Cancer
I thought
vibes.
Cancer because she reminds me of me so
Cancer.
much.
Me too. I said that to Sophia. I was like, wait, Savannah and Kyla also remind me of each other. Okay, wait, Kyla, what's your moon and rising? Guys, we also
I don't know. I don't know.
Moon and rising.
Every time she
Okay, I'm gonna send you.
Can we all just for everybody who knows, can you share it right now? Because I'm actually curious.
Yeah,
Yes.
everyone's
Only know my
Okay.
Alessia, what's yours?
My sun, I am a Sagittarius.
Ooh, okay.
My favorite
okay.
sign.
Oh my god, I get them mixed up, but Gemini for sure. I think that's rising.
Ooh.
And I can't remember the other one. Oh my god. I think Aquarius.
Yeah?
Oh,
I'm Googling it.
Astrocartography or
Shelby.
just Astro Cafe. That's it, and you can find them.
Really?
I'm Googling it.
Shelby,
Fine,
Virgo
Ella?
Sun, Libra Moon, Aquarius rising.
Ooh.
Very
A
interesting.
lot of Aquarius energy in this group. All right, we about to change
Visionaries
the world
come
out
through.
here.
Virgo, Taurus, Cancer rising.
Are we typing in the chat? Okay, I'll type in
Can
the
I
chat.
share mine quickly?
Yes,
Because it's
yes.
really crazy. Like I've talked to, I don't know if you guys know Clubhouse. It's like an audio app where you can join any type of room with any kind of people. It's like the craziest thing ever. So
Clubhouse? Yeah.
so I was just talking to someone who's like really into it, and I was just like, well, apparently it's really fucked up, but I'm a Leo sun, and then I'm a Cancer moon and an Aries rising.
Hey.
Oh,
Ooh.
double
my
fire. And then the water
a lot of
like kind
guys.
of balances it out a
Sam and
little.
I were like,
You scared me.
So that's fire. What was your moon?
Fire,
Cancer.
fire, water, fire.
Wow.
So it's like lowest low, highest high kind of thing. It's crazy.
Wait, can I share mine?
yes, go ahead.
Okay, I'm an Aries sun, Capricorn moon, and a Cancer rising.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
That's a good balance.
Honestly, I hate the Capricorn aspect. For anybody who's a Capricorn, I'm sorry if anybody is.
No, it's
I feel like that's my least favorite.
No,
You're
pause.
like Capricorn has such ability to like actually
Yes.
take action to what they want. Get
Yeah.
things done.
Absolutely. And I feel like for my moon, I guess it's okay. But like, I feel like my Aries and my Capricorn bully the Cancer in me so much. And it's like constant conflict in my head and like how to deal with things, because like your rising sign is the face you show people, right? Like that's how you kind of like are most perceived by, I guess.
Yes. So
I
you're
feel like,
Cancer rising. You're Cancer
Yeah.
rising. I feel
Yeah.
that.
See,
Mhm.
guys,
Girl, I feel
like-
you. Don't worry.
I love this stuff because like I want to hang out with you guys. Like
I know.
Like I want
Guys, when we
come
when-
over.
when we get the recording from this weekend's call, I want you guys to watch it because we literally talk about how like we fucks with our team so much in that chat. We're like, we like to hang out with these people. Like these are people we would kick it with outside of the business. So I'm excited for when I get to hang out with all you guys in person.
I know if anybody actually like wants to know more about astrology, I'm not sure what she's offering me, but basically someone that I spoke to this weekend on the leadership conference, she's actually an astrologist, and she asked my dad for my number because she knew I had an interest in astrology, and she was just asking me if I wanted to learn more. So I don't know, I'll mention to her that the team's really interested if you guys want to have an astrology session.
That would
Like,
be so fun.
That's what's fun about like the weekend, by the way. I just want to
Guys,
say,
you all just need to see this video.
wait, oh, can you pause for a second? Sophia,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I hate
Yeah, Kyla and I talked about this. We're both
Guys,
allergic.
this is my new kitten.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right
I'm sorry.
Right place. You
I'm sorry.
literally cut me off.
See, that's the Aquarius and her floating in the sky. Like
Like-
literally not at all tethered in this world.
We literally have to tell her like, Soph, come back to Earth.
Anyways, sorry guys if you're all Aquariuses.
Yeah. Sorry, what was I? Oh yeah. What was I saying?
Okay, Savannah, based on that point, I have a book. It's called The Secret Languages of Birthdays. So it
Ooh.
has every single person's birthday, the negatives, the positives, everything that you should do for your health. Like it's creepy. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do for my leadership thing.
Bring it.
All your birthday.
Ooh. Can you bring it tomorrow?
Yes.
Guys, one call, we're gonna go deep into love languages too, because it's
I love
so
that.
important to know each other's love languages, because even the way we can see another,
Mine is all of them. Do everything.
Yeah.
symbol.
Okay.
Who's all of them? Who just said they're all of them?
Do everything.
Moya?
Yeah.
You. Okay. All right. Pick two. Pick two, and then I will focus on those.
It's hard for me, but yeah, I'll pick one and then on the
Yeah,
next
love
call.
languages are fun.
All right,
This is what
gang.
happens when we don't have the boys
Gang.
on the call. But anyways,
know.
Female energy. Wait, well, I don't even remember what I was saying before you interrupted me. Rude.
I'm
you said
sorry,
you
I
wanted to
apologize.
schedule a horoscope call for the team, and yeah, if you guys want
I'm
to do that,
so down for that.
do
I
it.
feel like even like
I'll see what she's.
we can like they can decide who wants to come, whoever's interested. But I think that'd be a great thing to do. I feel like the majority would be interested as well.
Oh my God. Guys, please hang out in person. Like you're all so damn close. And like, obviously when I'm back, like we're getting together, but like
And I'm gonna be leaving soon too, so you guys gotta come.
Zoom me in, like
Same,
do
I'm
something in person. Okay, so make it
We'll do it.
happen.
Make it
We
happen.
should just meet up somewhere in the world and just go on vacation.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know.
Hey
Remember what you said earlier today,
How
Eleanor?
about everyone gets Team Kaizen and we go to Japan together?
Yes.
I love that.
facts,
And next year
facts.
for free.
Let's
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I
But
can't get a
also
word in,
everyone
but I
coming
have
in
dinner
Guatemala,
plans,
and
so I have to
we'll
get
build up a
going.
business.
Okay.
Love you so much.
Okay.
I
Bye guys.
Technically,
just
Elena
wanna
has
say
dinner
quickly
plans
that
too. She just likes to
hang
talk.
out at my house. I have like a little secret room, and we can.
All right. See you guys tomorrow.
Love you all so much. Giving you
Love you.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Ciao.